Hey y'all, Emily here from Fair Air Music. I wanted to talk to you and let you know that I've just launched my brand new vocal mixing course, the Modern Mix Vocals. That's right, I'm showing you my entire vocal mixing method and techniques that have proven results every time, no matter what the genre or style of music you are mixing. This system gives you the same pro-level quality that is competitive with the hit records that you hear on your radio and streaming devices today. And I want to give you an exclusive sneak peek behind the curtain to show you what's all included in this ultimate vocal mixing course. Let's take a look. The way that I recommend setting up your vocals for processing is found in these 3 simple steps. Now be sure to download the worksheet that goes along with this module so that you can refer back to these steps when needed. Step number 1. Set the vocal audio level to around -18 dB fs. Now this isn't just some random number. This is actually a plug-in sweet spot. It's also recommended on the majority of your audio interfaces. -18 dB fs stands for decibel full scale. The reason that this is recommended is because this is really where you should be recording to produce optimal level of sound. This is also going to help with the initial balance of your mix.
Echo beat on the city street.
So that's pretty good.
Footstep behind me, cold red eyes by the traffic light. Too late to hide, shadows melting.
So that's really kind of going over what we need it to. So what we'll do is we'll just highlight that and pull it down some. Now, I don't want to pull down just the peak because this is all kind of one word, one phrase that's going up. And if I do that, it's probably going to sound a little bit off. So we pulled that down a little bit. Let's see what that sounds like.
Shadows melt.
So we could probably go down just a little bit here.
Shadows melting into.
That sounds much better, and it's going to work a lot better once we start adding our processing. The way that I like to mix lead vocals is broken down into 4 main components. So let's take a look at each of those right now. Vocal mixing component number 1, a high-pass filter dynamic EQ technique. I like to use this EQ technique on my lead vocal before merging it with any of my parallel processing buses. This helps cleans up the vocal before going through those parallel processing tracks that will be adding tone, sonic characteristics, heavy compression, and overall gain. What makes this EQ technique so unique is we're going to be adding a dynamic EQ band to work with the high-pass filter.
They say revenge is sweet.
So you see all of this sort of low kind of throat sound just builds up. It does create energy if you have too much of it down there, and that's not what we want. So first we're going to add our high-pass filter.
They say revenge is sweet, but I know that's not me.
So right there is a good example where she says me. She's softening her voice, and when we do that, we tend to get a lot of built up in the throat area when we lower our voice. And so I don't want to cut that out because the rest of the song when she's not singing might sound good there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an EQ band. And for right now, I just want to have it at 0. I don't want to cut out any gain just yet. We might in a second, but first I just want to show you what this technique does. Now, you can do this with any dynamic EQ. I just really like FabFilter products, and so that's the one that I'm going to be using. What I'm looking for is to have everything working together. So if you're looking at the high pass filter like this, I want it to all kind of move together like that. I don't want it to just dip down on top. I want the whole thing to move like both of these EQ points are one. Vocal mixing component number 2, parallel processing. This technique has 3 parallel processing tracks, and each of them play a very important role. The first one here has a pretty special plugin on there, the Fatso. This is a universal audio plugin, and what it's doing is adding the richness of tape, tube warmth, and a whole bunch of analog transformer goodness, along with saturation for light coloring and compression. There's really nothing quite like it. However, if you do not have the Fatso or you're unable to purchase that, I have some recommendations that can get you close to the sound that we're trying to achieve. Kit plugin, Core Comp. Mostly we're using this for the body knob. Shep's Omnichannel for the saturation and warmth, sometimes combined with a distressor for compression. Now you will have to experiment with these combinations to find something that will warm and thicken the vocal. These are the general settings that I always have for the Fatso. I'm using all three of the different compression. I've got a warmth of 5 and kind of a mid area for the input, maybe pull back a little bit on the output. The next parallel is the Neve 1073. Again, I'm using the Universal Audio version of the 1073, but there's quite a few for you to choose from. What we're using this for is the saturation from the mic pre. I'm setting that fairly high, somewhere in the middle. Sometimes I'll go up to 40 here to get a real nice saturation fuzz on that. The last vocal parallel is the 1176. This is the Universal Audio's Blue Stripe 1176. This is where we're going to get that heavy vocal compression with just a little bit of color to fill everything out. I do start with a preset here, start here for vocals, and I will adjust that accordingly. What I'm looking for is around, so a lot of the peaks are just stopping around 7, so we'll need to increase the input on that.
They say revenge is sweet, but I know that's not me.
All right.
So I'll just write this song and let you sing along. La 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 la, la 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 la. Let you sing along. La 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 la, la 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 la. They say revenge is sweet.
I actually mix my background vocals last. I feel like they're a supporting role to the lead vocal, an important role, but also a supporting role. But I need to have my lead vocal placed before I can place these supporting vocals. But let's take a look at our rock track because this one has quite a bit of background vocals, a lot of them working together, kind of gang style vocal, all working collectively as one sound and really helping support that lead vocal. And we can also spot gain that in certain areas that I want to bring up so that they match everything else.
This will be okay.
All right. So now what I want to do is just listen to all of them in solo and figure out the tone of them. Figure out if one's sound lower in register, maybe a mid or high. And that's important because that's going to let me know where I should pan those. So when you're adding vocal effects, this is completely up to you, your taste, how you feel the song should be, and the performance of that lead vocal within that song, and the emotion that you're trying to get across. But I do feel like there are some things that we can kind of stick to that will help no matter what that emotion is that you're trying to get across and to, merge with the rest of the song. So what I like to do is, of course, add a chamber reverb on everything. Sometimes I won't add that to the bass, but if it's a more of acoustic style of music, then maybe I will, just to have everything working together, everything kind of glued together like it was in the same room. And I really feel that technique works the best. So, of course, I'm going to add that to the lead vocal as well.
They say revenge is sweet, but I know that's not me.
And without.
So I'll just write this song and let you sing along.
So when you take it out, you know, there's not much being added, but a little bit makes a big difference. So now I want to go over how I calibrate my parallel compression tracks. And since we're just focusing on vocals for this course, this is the vocal bus parallel that I've got right here, and I'm going to show you how I calibrate that to put back in 2 dBs worth of overall gain into the mix. And you can do this on any DAW. All of the steps are the same. I have a template for Pro Tools, for Luna, for Logic Pro, and Studio One, and I use this same calibration technique that I'm going to show you right here. Now that you've gone through this course and have seen how these techniques produce amazing sounding vocals in any style or musical genre, you are ready to get started on your own mixes. I want to encourage you to reference back to these videos and your worksheets and follow each of these steps given. And have fun! Mixing is supposed to be a fun experience. It's a chance to bring your or someone else's musical vision to life. I also want to let you know that I offer mix and mastering coaching sessions. This gives you an inside, in-depth look at how your mix is coming along. I also give you a very detailed mix assessment along with the session that I make any adjustments on. You can find out more about these mix mastering coaching sessions on my website at fairairmusic.com. I hope this has been a helpful experience for you, and I'll see you in the next one. So there you go. All you have to do is click the link in the description that'll take you straight to where you can start this course and become a part of the modern mix community. And more importantly, start getting the results that you've always wanted. You can have amazing sounding vocals even if they were recorded in a home studio. This course is for anyone who is wanting to mix amazing sounding vocals, whether it's for your own music or if you're wanting to fulfill your dream of becoming a sought after mix engineer. This course is for you. Earn a side income and eventually a career from doing something that you love. You now have the key that unlocks amazing sounding vocals every single time.